be a very tough. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Overwatch North America, Overwatch PIT to be precise. As we get underway with our final match of the day, it's going to be CLG taking on LG.Evil. I'm LD. I'm joined here for this last series by none other than Jet Set Jamerson.
Nepal in this matchup, LG.Evil versus CLG right now. Super, is he going to stick with this Bastion? I'm kind of hoping, but it doesn't look like it, honestly, with this lineup so far. They're looking for that triple dive along with the pharmacy combo, which we've seen pretty heavily here on Village before. On the side of CLG, it looks like, yeah, they're going to actually go for the similar composition, but this time Miso might be picking up that Diva there.
You know, I really want to believe in the Bastion. When he got buffed, I was hoping it would stay and we'd get to see him, but the protect the president strategies appear to not be really in vogue as of yet. But a man can dream.
Alright, immediately we do see CLG pushing in from the high ground while LG.Evil push in from kitchen now, and they are pushing forward as Miso finds that first kill onto Super. That's a crucial pick, taking out the meat of the composition. As Hydration lands a nice body shot into Jake in mid-air. Now he's on the hunt for more. No one really there to quite contest him. He's just getting all this free damage off as he's able to hunt down Raw 420 and even get the D-Mech onto Vol. But it's going to be Mikado that picks up the kill. CLG with this opening volley get the first team fight and the point.
Wow, big plays by Hydration. 2 mid-air rockets securing the kill, and you know, once you kill the enemy Pharah in this setup, normally there's not really much else that can deal with a Pharah in the sky. He just takes over.
We do have Tracer on the point right now, just contesting it for a little bit, trying to draw some attention away from the high ground position of CLG here. As Jake trying to land some shots with his Pharah of his own, but unfortunately not quite yet. He's on the hunt for this Mercy. It's going to be iShiny that gets the first kill onto Super, and Super, once again, the opening frag on the side of CLG, but Train does answer back, taking out Mikado, so that's a 1-for-1 trade as a boss is able to clean up iShiny there, and now things going in favor of LG.Evil as Train finds that kill onto Waffle. He even lands the pulse ball onto Miso, taking him out, and as quickly as the first fight went, it looks like LG.Evil will be able to clean this up, and only 41% on the board for CLG before it gets split.
Timely drop of the Winston shield there ends up causing some problems, does some splash damage to himself. However, they come back with a lot of ultimates now, Jamerson. They have everything except for the sound barrier, so could be an opportunity for CLG. No ultimates yet, though. Again, many of them are close on the side of LG.Evil. They'll have to move fast if they want that advantage.
We do have the mid-air battles, Hydration facing off against Jake. No kills going over quite yet until Vol is able to focus down Mikado there, so taking out a support pretty crucial, but we do have the Resurrect for the. At any point he can pop that and try and bring him back in, and Waffle-tastic coming in. I think they might want to go for the res here as they only actually pick up a boss health of that, and Bravo to actually pop his own. Super does not receive that though, as the pulse bomb once again lands onto iShiny. He goes down, and LG.Evil really finding their footing here on Nepal now. Vol picks up a double kill at the end to finish out that team fight as Jake finishes off Hydration. Mikado will just go ahead and reset with this team. 49%, 50% on the board for LG.Evil.
Yeah, strong comeback here is already Rob 420 just used the res last fight. He's at 50%, so well on his way to another res before the next team fight breaks out. Another advantage they'll have coming into it. You can see Jake getting more confident, more aggressive as time goes on, diving over the tops of the buildings here, looking for that pickoff, and Gets a little support from his Diva Bomb.
Not quite connecting there, but it did displace a lot of the members on the side of CLG. As the barrage comes out, Jake gets the kill onto his Ice Shiny, but Waffle-tastic immediately answers right on back. Primal Rage is going to get popped by Super, but he doesn't find a target quite yet to try and focus down. He is trying to jump into the air to take out Hydration and they are trying to get focused down, but it's going to be Waffle-tastic taking out Raw 420. Super finally does get the kill onto Mikado. Is that going to be enough for LG.Evil to hold on to the point? As the self-destruct does come out from Miso here, but he's only going to find Jake onto them. That's actually a pretty big kill, and now Vol is starting to get focused down by the members of CLG. He's going to give it DMEC very soon as Waffle-tastic is able to put a full flip onto him, and even connecting with that pulse bomb there, CLG will be able to scrap this back in overtime. So now 99% on the board though. LG.Evil just need one good team fight, and they'll be able to secure the first point here.
Oh, Hydration even finding that last snipe on Avast as he was looking to reset, so going to stagger him a bit further. And they take to the sky with their Pharah as well. Doing some good chip damage here. Should have a Rocket Barrage for the next fight, though we haven't really seen too many big Rocket Barrages with no setup. No Zarya to protect the Pharah, and D.Va is on both teams to eat them up. But still, the threat of it in the later stages of a fight, it can take over and help clean up some kills. So
Sound Barrier is going to get popped on the side of LG as they push forward. Jake gets the kill onto and that was huge because he had that resurrection. Hydration is going to go for this Miracle Barrage, but immediately get taken out of the sky by Jake, and Jake really coming up ahead in this Pharah v Pharah battle as the res is going to be used by Rob 420 just to secure this last team fight. Self-destruct does come out by Miso, but it's not going to find anything, and now they are just staggering in one by one. Primal Rage committed by Ice Shiny here, but he's already at half HP. Waffle even dropping down to about 10 before he has to use that recall. He's got no health behind it as the rest does come in. Duh was able to respawn, and now it is going to be Train coming in with a two-man pulse bomb, taking out both supports. And now the rest of CLG should start to crumble here. Hydration going to try and make a last-ditch effort to try and keep this alive, but he's just the borrow, fighting a 6v1. He's going to go ahead and fall to Jake. LG.Evil bringing this back to take the first point here on Nepal.
And scream pretty loudly while doing it. That trade had no breaks on map number 1. Really impressive stuff from him. Didn't really keep my eye on him too closely, but he was on fire almost the entire map, and especially once they managed to take the point the first time, just never let up. So we'll see if he can continue doing that moving forward. Do we still see the Pharah Mercy is also the question right now. Hydration currently on the Orisa. Not sure if he's going to stick on it, but I wouldn't be surprised if CLG decide that it's just not working and go to something different.
Yeah, you can play the Pharmacy here on Sync, but I think they might switch off. No, they're still hovering over it, so they're going to go ahead and commit to this exact same composition from round number 1, while CLG making drastic changes. Waffle picking up Soldier 76. Hydration's going to be actually on this Orisa, and so we'll see if he can find those nice mini grabs, the halts, to be able to pull people off and get those environmental kills right now, as both teams are going to go ahead and face off here on the high ground position. Orisa's shield is actually up, but Ice Shiny's still holding up his barrier. This is a little weird. I don't think they might be that practiced on Orisa at this point, though.
Yeah, we'll see if it works out as things move along. They are also running the Zarya. In theory, should be against the Pharah. A great way to build up your energy if you time those barriers right. Unable to bring the Pharah Mercy down, though. Now the first real clash over the point's going to break out. Soldier a bit unprotected. He's got to scatter, head for the hills, as Jake is already halfway towards his ultimate in the Rocket Barrage. Really uncontested so far, and making good things happen as a result with a beautiful boop. Sends Reinhardt flying all the way across the point and off the map. What a sick Pharah play. Going to follow it up with another kill. Jake just popping off here. Make it 3 for the man. Showing that Pharah can work in this map too.
Yeah, during that time, though, CLG did have possession of the point. They were able to get 13% before it finally went on over back to LG.Evil. And so now they're going to set up this defense here. We do have the swap-offs coming out on the side of CLG. Miso going back to that Diva here. Hydration has swapped off onto Roadhog, so now we'll see if we can get those environmental kills, but unfortunately, you know, LG.Evil doing a really great job of staying far apart and actually staying away from ledge as Ice Shiny tries to go in, but once again, Jake is going to go for the barrage, but he immediately gets clipped out of the sky by Hydration. It's going to be a 2-for-2 trade. Rez does come on out as the self-destruct comes out, doesn't quite land. Jake finding another kill, finding 2, taking out the and Waffle-tastic, and it looks like LG.Evil should be able to hold on to this point. CLG trying their best, but they're going to go ahead and reset for this next team fight.
Jake just is not dying and is a constant thorn in their sides as the Pharah and the whole lineup has to be kind of built to deal with him. Meanwhile, Train is getting free reign on the team. Rob's able to sit back, wait for a good opportunity for the res. The Pharah just causing huge amounts of problems for CLG. They don't have a good solution, and they don't seem to be able to deal with the rest of the team as a result either. Another hook, but there's the leap out.
Yeah, their solution is switching Waffle off onto McCree, but he's the first one to go down. Super is able to focus him down, and so now, once again, there's no one to deal with Jake, and Jake is getting free reign. Once again, he's already at about 70% towards his ultimate, and they're just going to force back CLG. And 80% on the board, this might be their last opportunity to try and contest the point.
This is a really good place to drop a rocket barrage if you get the opportunity. I'm not sure if he will, but he's close to it at 80%. They're going to start to move in here. There's the first hog hook attempted by Hydration. They drop the beat. They're going to commit for this with the sound barrier. Finds that first kill, bringing down Train, and that could be the opening. But Rob 420 is very close to a resurrection.
Yeah, self-destruct does come out on the side of LG.Evil, and it's going to be Vol connected,
no!
but Miso lands a two-man on that, taking out both Jake and Rob 420. So now Resurrect is off the table, and this is CLG's fight to win as they're trying to focus down this Diva. Vol should go down shortly as Primal Rage Winston is just banding on him. He will clean up his counterpart, taking out Super also, but still 99% on the board, and CLG just have an uphill battle for them here.
What a clutch self-destruct by Miso. Definitely saved the day. If that res comes out, I don't think they take the point. Certainly not as quickly, and quite possibly not at all. So the only ultimate on the board right now is the Resurrection. Meanwhile, McCree does have a Deadeye. We're close to a whole hog here. But a long way to go, as you mentioned. CLG have a lot of work to do. And already the point being capped, uncontested. Somebody's got to step on it soon.
Is being channeled. Unfortunately, everyone breaking line of sight, so no one on the side of LG.Evil should fall to it as Train finds the first kill onto Hydration. That's a great opening frag as now they are diving on in. Train finding a second kill, lands the pulse bomb onto Waffle, and he's putting in so much work for his team. And like you had mentioned earlier on in this map, he's gone largely uncontested. There's so many threats coming out on the side of LG.Evil. It's hard to figure out who to focus down. Vol even putting in work, taking out Mikado, and there we go. Jake once again getting the kill onto the. Now we are into overtime. There's one last attempt to come out from the side of CLG, but no, Hydration won't be able to get in. That's going to be the second point for LG.Evil.
A good showing, at least recapping the point, but they had a lot. They had to win like 3 or 4 fights in a row to secure that. Weren't able to do so. So now down 0-2. They're going to have to reverse all kill if they want to take this. Taking 3 maps in a row, a tall order to be sure. Or 3 stages, I should say. And should they lose it, they're going to find themselves on match point the rest of the series. So Hydration, back to the Pharah now. Didn't work so well after, had a hot start on that first stage and then fell off. They swapped off of it, they stopped running it. He's going to go back to the well now. Any reason to believe it's going to be more effective this time?
So Shrine for map number 3, LG.Evil looking to close out this first map in the best of 3 series in stunning fashion against CLG right now. They haven't swapped off anything because if it ain't broke, don't fix it, as Jake finds the first kill onto Waffle-tastic, and now they are on the hunt with the man advantage. Jake is actually going to go into this Pharah v Pharah battle with no one to actually try and contest him. Once again, there's not much being done on the side of CLG to try and counter him. They tried with Waffle-tastic going over onto McCree, but it was not enough, and Jake's still going largely uncontested. He's getting these free shots off. Yeah, he's hitting the mid-air rockets too. A nice shot on Hydration. Not able to finish him, but a constant threat. And again, all the while, Train just having a field day. Able to sweep in through the backline. The support's not really getting any sort of backup. Quickly picking off the Lucio, turning now onto the Mercy, will bring him down too, and now for Hydration, it's going to be 3 heroes brought down. Jake and Train combining in a big way. They'll cap the point, and looking like it could well be a 3-0 sweep at this rate. Yeah, they are well on their way for this 3-0 sweep. Waffle does have that pulse bomb almost at the ready. That might be the difference maker, but Train is at 96 himself, and he's already in position. He wants to land a nice, juicy pulse bomb here, and he spots out Mikado. He might go for it now, as they are on the point. CLG are, they're trying to focus down this Winston, who Super is able to make his way out and kite away. Jake finds that first kill onto the before he finally gets traded away. So, no Resurrect on the table. He wasn't even close, as Waffle was able to get the kill onto Vol. Pulse bomb comes out, doesn't quite connect as Super trades on back, but now things are looking in favor of CLG at this point, as they do pick up Rob and Super. They will flip it at 35%. Hydration
going for the bounce off there on Train's Tracer. Can't quite boop him, but we'll force him back. Another rocket coming in. Really diving for this. But Train will sneak away and live to fight another day. So they'll reset now. They'll go into their next fight with a Resurrection as well as a barrage here and a primal rage too. So a decent assortment of ultimates. Not the best synergy, but might be enough to find some picks and take this point back.
So LG.Evil are back on this point. We do have the primal rage getting bought by Ice Shiny. He's already dropped down to about two-thirds of his health as the sound barrier does come out on the side of CLG. That's going to go ahead and signal the sound barrier from the side of LG.Evil. And Jake, too busy in his barrage, gets taken out by Miso with the self-destruct, but he immediately gets res on back now. Boss finding the kill onto the, might be the difference maker here in this fight, as Super finds the kill onto Mikado. So now both supports down. There's no way for them to try and stay in this fight, as Miso does get demeched here. Volt trying to focus him down. He will be able to kite back, but still, it is in favor of CLG right now. The point is they are taking this up right now, as 5 members of LG.Evil are on the point. They're just trying to hold out and trying to get as much percentage on the board. It looks like 60% before it does get flipped in favor of LG.Evil. Yeah,
the difference in that fight was though was close to a resurrection, didn't have it, didn't get it off, and then, as you mentioned, they lost their supports shortly thereafter, whereas Rob 420 finding clutch resurrection after clutch resurrection gives them the power play. It took them a while to take the point back, but they're in good shape now heading into this next attack.
Yeah, they are going for that low ground. They want to push into the stairs, but right now they're getting caught out as the self-destruct does come out. It isn't going to quite connect. Train will be able to demec Miso there. Pulse Bomb connects onto Super by Waffle-tastic, and now CLG flipping his team fight back around, but the resurrection does come out from Rob 420. Super was not a recipient of that, though, so now it's a 6v fight in favor of CLG as they do flip the point. Mikado finding the kill onto Avasa. Now they're pushing forward. Shiny will be able to take out Jake, who was going largely uncontested, but now the Winston just jumping into the air is able to focus him down. Hydration will clean up that last kill onto Rob 420. 72% on the board. CLG cannot falter here. They need to keep this alive.
And very importantly, they did that without the resurrection, without really any big ultimates. They're going to have everything except for the pulse bomb ready for this next fight if all goes well. Possibly the Diva Bomb. So a tough take in order. CLG showing some backbone down the stretch. They'll need to take this, then 2 more stages to take the opening map, but they have a shot now.
Oh, Jake gets connected with that mid-air rocket. Now Shiny does jump on in. Pulse Bomb does land onto Shiny, but he is able to just Primal Rage and get most of that health back, as Miso is demeched here. Waffle-tastic finding the kill onto Super, and now CLG are really scrapping back. Barrage does come out. That's going to be Hydration finding a kill. That's going to be his 3rd of the team fight, as the accidentally kills himself somehow. And now it looks like CLG will finally be able to start what could be a reverse sweep here on Nepal, but still, 2 more maps to go to try and take this first map.
Don't call it a comeback just yet, but that was some signs of life for a team that certainly needs them. LG.Evil, a very tough opponent to take down. One of the strongest teams, at least, that's been playing regularly in North America. So excited to see if CLG can continue to make a match of it. We're going to see both teams sticking to the Fair Mercy, continue to run mirror compositions, essentially, map after map, with maybe like a slight deviation here or there, but for the most part, they both believe in these lineups, and it's just going to come down to pure outplay as to who's going to take it.
Alright, so we're back onto Village for round number 4 here on Nepal. Both teams posturing to go for that high ground push, and it looks like that's where they are going to collide. Train and Super are actually going to go ahead and approach from main now. It's just Bull up there on the high ground for LG.Evil. Once again, we have that pharmacy battle going off right now. Jake getting some free shots along with Hydration, but the damage is going to go ahead and land onto Avas just a little bit. He's going to have to be careful as Super does jump on in. They're trying to focus down Miso here, but Waffle-tastic doing a really good job of trying to dissuade that. Train finding the first kill onto Ice Shiny, though, is going to give the advantage on over to LG.Evil as the point is unlocked. No one's actually on it quite yet, as still, Miso is going to get demeched here, so Volt is going to have the advantage in that Diva battle. Once again, the Sprags not coming out as explosive as before, but Avast finding the kill with a Waffle-tastic is going to allow LG.Evil to take control of the point.
Hydration really hoping to pick off Jake there. Couldn't land the second mid-air rocket. And while they're trading fairly evenly in the air, it just feels like on the ground, the edge has been largely going to LG.Evil. Train, in particular, doing a lot of work, winning the land battle, securing them the point. Now up to 20%. Pulse Bomb at the ready. Some juicy targets here with the Winston, the Diva. A couple of easy-to-stick tanks. And it looks like they will be coming in through the high ground on the right once again.
Yep, they are pushing in from the high ground. Waffle and iShiny pushing in from Kitchen there. They're trying to get into the back line as the pulse bomb does come out. It's going to be Waffle-tastic that takes out a boss. That's a support trade, but Bull immediately goes down to Waffle-tastic. Train trying to keep this alive. As the res does come out, Bull will immediately get back into mech, and now team fight going in favor of LG.Evil as Jake finds the kill onto Mikado. We do see Miso trying to keep this alive on the point, but still, it is in possession of LG.Evil as Train cleans up hydration. Now 50% on the board, and things are looking so good for LG.Evil. They've got the barrage, they've got the sound barrier, and the primal rage.
Still no resurrection for the either. Might not even have it until after this fight, potentially. So Jake poking a little more aggressively, finds the pick on Waffle-tastic, and that's going to further set back a team that needs to get their feet under them and a smooth progression towards the point in short order. Time becoming an issue now, only 25% or so to go. Continues to lay in the damage. Still no real great answer for the Pharah Mercy. If your Pharah isn't winning the fight, there's really no plan B, and we're seeing that here time and again. Barrage at the ready. All right, there you go. Miso turns him into miso soup with the power of
that was a
the
Hail
Diva.
Mary self-destruct and did connect onto Jake as the sound barrier comes out, but hydration with the barrage will be able to clean up the kill onto Vol. CLG scrapping back into this right now as Waffle is able to get the kill onto Raw 420. He is holding on to that resurrect, but at this point, you just take the wipe as LG.Evil. Don't use any ultimates and just come back because they do have the 99% advantage here.
Well, you say it's an advantage, but we have seen the 0 to 100 once. We'll see if they can do it again. Finds the pulse bomb train on the... As the Mercy way behind enemy lines. So Train's just gonna chill. Wait it out.
Now. And right now, Hydration doesn't have his Mercy to keep him topped off, so he does have to play a little bit more passively. Vol does get de-mech'd as Waffle-tastic with that pulse bomb will go ahead and finish off that kill. And now Shidy's trying to jump onto the Winston, but it's all Waffle-tastic at this point, taking out Raw 420 once again. Not able to get that res as Hydration will clean up. Train there, 30% on the board, and CLG are doing it for now.
Yeah, Train was going for a spawn campy play there. Did kill the Mercy off once with a pulse bomb, but spends a lot of time trying to kill the enemy Pharah. Ultimately ends up dying to hydration while Waffle-tastic, as you mentioned, finding kill after kill. Already has another pulse bomb again, so the sneaky backstab did not pay off, and I imagine we'll just see him sticking more with the team this time around.
Now 50% on the board as LG.Evil are back onto the point. Jake once again getting some free rockets off, not quite connecting yet with those body shots, but they're trying to focus down Duh. Want to make sure that resurrection is out of the equation, but Waffle-tastic takes Super out of the equation as Hydration answers right on back. Here comes the res. It's going to land onto both Super and Jake there. Jake coming in with the barrage will get a double kill before he finally falls himself to it. Barrage committed on the side of CLG. Isn't able to find anything quite yet as Hydration only picks up the one kill onto Rob 420. They're keeping this alive with a great self-destruct coming out. Miso is able to land onto Super there. They're able to hold on for now 81%, and LG.Evil will have to regroup for one last opportunity to try and take this point back.
Wow, they were up 2-0, now 2-1, and then they're up 99% on what looks to be a win. But all of a sudden, LG.Evil find themselves in danger of losing the stage and possibly a very hard-fought match.
Aggressive sound barrier coming out on the side of LG.Evil. That's going to allow them to get one kill, but Waffle-tastic with that pulse bomb is able to trade right on back. So for Lucio, but Hydration getting a great body shot onto Jake, takes him out, and Miso will come in, and it looks like CLG might have just done it. It is in overtime right now. We do have Bolt trying his best to keep it alive, but he's going to get de-mech'd there. Train is the last member on the side of LG.Evil to try to keep this alive, but we're going to tie it up now. CLG 2-2 here on Nepal against LG.Evil.
Well, hard-fought one. Can they go the distance? Thoughts on the same compositions, the mirror lineups throughout the basically all four maps. We saw like a slight deviation on map 2. Should either team be blinky at this point?
Honestly, both Pharah Mercy combos have like paid off in the past in these past 4 rounds so far. It's coming down a lot to Waffle and Train, whose Tracer is actually going to fare better. And in the last 2 rounds, it's been Waffle-tastic. He's been coming up huge with those pulse bombs, landing them onto the supports and getting them out of the equation really quickly. Train's just going to have to repeat that same performance on the side of LG.Evil to really keep them in. But right now, it's coming down to the 5th round here on Nepal. This is just the first map in the best of 3 series.
Yeah, a bit of a grueling one. It's only a BO3, but still, we'll see. As the Pharah Mercy start to duke it out, going for the mid-air shots, not quite connecting on Jake. Jake, though, finally tanks one. Hydration getting the slight upper hand, but unable to find the kill. Gets the boop off. Monkey going down, but able to boost his way back towards safety. The Scientist survives and lives to fight another day. Still trying to finish off Jake. Can't quite do it. In fact, D.Va out of mech now. And Avast finding the kills, brings down the enemy mech. Super turned down to Miso, bringing him down as well in turn. And Hydration at 56%, far outstripping Jake's damage output here in the air.
Pulse Bomb is going to get whiffed there by Train, but LG.Evil might have done enough damage. It's actually CLG who's on the point with the advantage that Pulse Bomb does connect. Waffle takes out a boss with that. Bull's going to get D-mech'd. Now everything going in favor of CLG as the Winston does try to hop on, but he's got to be careful there. Doesn't have much support in the back line there, and he's going to get taken out very shortly by Miso and the rest of CLG. CLG will be able to take this first team fight and control of the point.
From 0-2 to 1-2 to 2-2, and even with a 99%, unable to close out on stage 4. Can they do it here in the Sanctum? Ultimates are coming soon. We have a resurrection momentarily for both sides. Pulse Bomb almost ready for Train. A bit farther off, but still not that far for Waffle-tastic. Here comes the D.Va Bomb to start things off.
Yeah, self-destruct does come out, but LG.Evil are able to dodge away from it as they do have to push in to that cubby there. We do have the Primal Rage getting popped by both Winstons, but it's going to be Eye Shiny that first kill onto Avast. Now Sound Barrier is used on the side of CLG. They've got the man advantage along with the health advantage. We do have the Resurrect coming out from Rob 420. Does bring up one, but Train fell just shortly after, and Bull gets cleaned up. Now CLG doing really well in this team fight until the barrage comes out. Jake lands on to Eye Shiny, but Hydration answers in turn, taking out Jake and finds a nice mid-air to take out Rob 420 there, and they will be able to hold on to point to this point.
Hydration swagging a bit now, finds a couple of key mid-air shots, also wins the Farah duel. He who shoots most from above apparently comes out on top.
He has the high ground advantage, but Bull does have that self-destruct. Let's see if he'll be able to connect with it. Miso wasn't able to, but he did put his team in a favorable position with it, forcing members of LG.Evil into cubby. Now they are pushing aggressively as the self-destruct comes out. There's no Winston barrier to try and block this out. It will not connect though, and now Bull will immediately get back into his mech. Right now, no damage quite sticking until that pulse bomb comes out. Miso is going to be forced out of mech. Along with Bull actually dropping down, Super coming in with Train. We'll be able to pick up 2 kills in favor of LG.Evil as Miso tries to keep this alive right now, but man advantage in favor of LG.Evil right now. It's a 5v4 fight on the point as Waffle-tastic will fall to Avast. Their Hydration answers on back, but that's support for DPS. Now, falling, there's not going to be any kind of resurrection play coming out from CLG. Finally, LG.Evil do take back the point, but once again, we're at 99%.
All right, here we go. Oh, this would be quite the topsy-turvy result if now LG.Evil end up taking it from 0 to 100. A long way to go for that. And meanwhile, I think important to note here, CLG have almost all of their ultimates aside from the sound barrier, which is a bit further away, so they could have a big team fight to potentially take this point.
Landing a great body shot onto Jake, taking him out of the equation. Train comes in though, answers right on back. Resurrection does come out. It's going to land onto Jake, but here comes the barrage from Hydration. Gets largely eaten up before he finally falls. Waffle-tastic is able to get that kill. Now Bull is going to get D-mech'd and he falls to his death there. Eye Shiny will be able to take out 420, Rob 420, excuse me, but it's the Mercy trade right now. Man advantage in favor of CLG. They are taking on this point. 99% is going to go into overtime, and Train has to try and keep this alive for LG.Evil. He does hop onto the point, is going to have to commit his recall to it, but he gets taken out. Excuse me, it's going to be a back that falls. Finally falling. Waffle-tastic will be able to take out his counterpart. Jake, though, with the pharmacy, trying to keep this alive as Bull is going to be the recipient of that pulse. Well, he had just used his shift. He's going to get booped off by Mikado. Mikado doing great work with this Lucio so far. Miso picking up the kill onto Raw 420. It looks like CLG might have just done it. The reverse sweep. They're going to go for the celebratory sound barrier there, and they've done it.
What a comeback that was. My goodness. Some impressive resilience shown by CLG down the stretch. They will take map 1 against the team who impressed greatly in the Carbon series. So already off to a pretty hot start in this series. Can they go the distance? Can they take the whole best of 3? That's the question. We'll wait and find out soon enough. But man, you don't see the reverse sweep all that often. Certainly not from a less proven team here like CLG.
And CLG definitely scrapping back into this one. I had almost largely sold them out there by the time we moved into round number 3, but great resilience coming out from them. They're going to take the first map, so now it is going to be LG.Evil's pick of map and side. Remember, this is a best of 3 here. No decision coming out quite yet from CLG on where they want to take this. Train did joke around earlier on in the lobby. You guys ready for Volskaya and Hanamura? We'll see if it actually goes to that.
Maybe just being cheeky. I guess we'll find out soon enough what's in store, but I don't know if we'll see as much Farrah Mercy the rest of the series, but my eyes were just glued to them both. Both players had their big moments, Jake especially in the first few maps, hydration down the stretch. As LG.Evil will get choice now, that's of course their advantage, but should it go to a game 3, CLG are going to get final say. So they have to be feeling pretty damn good with how things have gone so far.
Yeah, this is definitely a power position to be in as CLG with a 1-map advantage here. In the first day of the North American Group A play, remember we are doing round robin, 6 teams in both groups. So yeah, so far we've already had 2 matches played out. Gale Force dropping to Selfless earlier on in the day, and then Rise getting a great 2-0 victory against Complexity, and now our final match, LG.Evil versus CLG. CLG leading 1-0.
Yeah, so for those of you just joining us, this is Overwatch PIT North America, and we are currently locked in it on day number 1 of Group A. So each group has 5 days. All the teams play a full round robin, and then the top 4 will move into the playoffs scheduled to start immediately thereafter, at which point our Europe playoffs will also kick off. So already, Rise Nation looking pretty strong. Selfless was a little shaky, but they did end up taking the win, and in this format, all that matters is the win. In case of tie breaks, it's your head-to-head matchup that would decide it. So no real big upsets, I would say, as of yet, but this could be our first.
All right, and it looks like LG.Evil will be picking Hollywood, and they want to start off on the defense. So as soon as we have these players swapped around in the lobby, we will be getting underway for map number 2 between CLG and LG.Evil. Remember, once again, CLG up 1-0 against LG.Evil.
All right, so Hollywood, and it's going to be defense to start things off for LG.Evil. Thoughts on the pick?
They've looked really good throughout the Carbon series on these hybrid type maps, so definitely not a surprise coming out from LG.Evil. The problem is I don't have much experience with CLG to be able to actually make a prediction on how they play here on Hollywood, so this is going to be a learning experience for a lot of people.
Yeah, not the least of which might be CLG. So initially, defense going to go the way of LG.Evil, attacking for CLG. Interested to see if there's any unusual picks. We've seen a lot of Torb today, actually, though no signs that he's coming out on the LG.Evil defense, at least not yet.
Yeah, no, Super is like their primary tank. I don't imagine they're going to flex him off onto Torbjorn at this point, but they're going for a pretty dive-heavy composition. Vol picking up a defensive Genji. Train, of course, was putting in work as that Tracer. Unfortunately, Waffle was doing just as good of a job. So yeah, it looks like Vol instead is not going to opt for that Genji. We'll pick up D.Va instead, and Super will be picking up the Winston there. So a little bit more meat on that dive composition there, the dive defense, as Rob 420 has just switched off onto Ana, trying to keep the tanks alive. On the side of the offense, though, there's still plenty of time for them to lock in their picks. I don't know if this Widowmaker is actually going to go through, but we have seen it here on Hollywood before.
How do you feel, Jamerson, about the spawn camping defense? Like, if you win that first fight, get a pick or two. Are you a big fan of that hyper-aggressive defense? Yeah, something we've seen Selfless do a bit of. Do you think that's something that the teams might consider in this game?
With every death,
you have to remember that, you know, ticks on the objective are resource you can give away to ticks to come in for a third defense, but I think it's far too risky. I like teams just holding on to Cafe or Gatorade and just playing a bit more defensively instead of aggressive. It does make for very compelling and fun gameplay, but at the end of the day, you want the W.
On defense, it does if you're able to spawn camp them. Not so fun if you're the guy trapped in your spawn, but like you said, it is all about taking that point initially, however you got to do it. So teams will move out. We will see CLG on offense, pushing towards the point. Waffle-tastic, running the hog, and looking for that first hook to break things open. Is he going to find it, though? Aims, and not going to connect on Jake.
LG plays the bit more passively. They do have the high ground control. Jake and Rob 420 up on the Cafe high ground. It's going to be Vol that gets the first kill onto Mikado, and that's a crucial pick, taking out one of the supports on the offense. And Jake will find that kill onto High Shiny, taking him out. We do have the sleep dart onto Super, but he's going to be largely okay up here. Does have the Ana right there, along with that biotic field to keep him alive. Waffle does push forward with that hog, trying to find a hook, but hasn't been able to connect it quite yet.
Yeah, Jake just not being contested at all on top of Cafe, at least not yet. So having free reign as the soldier, something I imagine they want to change when they move back in again. Still gunning them down from above. They push onto the point. Here comes D.Va re-meching, re-engaging. And still no big hooks from Waffle-tastic.
Out of there.
Looking for the hook opportunity again.
Offense coming out. Waffle-tastic, again, not able to land those hooks, but Train will with that pulse home onto High Shiny now. So man advantage once again for the defenders as the Graviton Surge does come out, but are they going to have the follow-up damage for it? They actually find 2 kills off of it, able to even get full out of his mech as the sound barriers are popping both sides. Train finding the kill onto the now. This might be what the defense needs to be able to hold on. It's going to be 3 members on the side of CLG to try and get this point, but no, they do have to back off the super fight to kill onto Waffle-tastic. He's going to even use that Primal Rage. He gets charged, but High Shiny does get cleaned up.
Not too often you see a young Korean teenager punch a Russian weightlifter to death, but that's exactly what happened there. Vol finds the pick on the Zarya and will allow them to continue to hold. Now we're down to just under 2 minutes. Time running quickly low for CLG on this offense. They do have some big ultimates to work with. For both sides, actually. So we'll have to see if they find the opening. Train, though, sneaking around right now.
Self-destruct coming out as Hydration comes in, finds the double kill with that Nano Blade already. So things looking fantastic as Hydration finds the third. So after banging their heads up against the wall in 3 pushes, they are able to clean that up, and they'll be able to take point A.
Yeah, Train had a pulse bomb, was hoping for a pick to start things off the right way on that next defensive hold, but unfortunately, while he was busy doing that, Genji cut right to the chase and cut some enemy heroes right up as well in the process. So they lose the point. A decent defensive hold. Pretty average, maybe slightly above, but the payload going to be moving now. And so far, no major change-ups, really. Still sticking on the hog here for Waffle-tastic. See if he can find some bigger hooks down the stretch.
Evil do have this high ground, but the tools are there for CLG to try and boot them off if D.Va can get up there with his shift. But Train connecting with that pulse bomb will take out Waffle-tastic. Hydration answered right on back, taking out Rob 420. Earthshatter lands onto 2 members of LG.Evil, and Hydration was able to get the easy reset there. Vol trying his best to fight on back as Train does get the kill onto High Shiny, but the respawn advantage definitely in favor of CLG here. Train in the back line has to be careful not to get staggered. He's going to try and back away, but Hydration is on the hunt for him right now, nipping at his heels. He will be able to make it to the safety of the team. No, Hydration finally connects with the Shuriken, takes him out.
Nice pick off there by Hydration. The payload freely moving forward now. Hydration very close to that Genji blade. They're actually going to have a Nano Blade for this next fight in all likelihood. To go with it, a whole hog and a sound barrier. It's going to be a hard push to stop here. Certainly their work cut out for the CLG side right now as he sweeps around looking for the pick. The Zen keeps eyes on him for now. Sound barrier engaged though. Zen very far away from the rest of the team, unable to lend assistance.
Primal Rage comes out from Super, but he's immediately pinned there. Hydration will be able to get the kill onto Rob 420, and now the Dragon Blade does come out on the side of LG.Evil, but immediately gets shut down by High Shiny. Jake will be able to clean up Hydration, but that's just not enough quite yet as the point is getting closer and closer to the checkpoint right now. Train trying his best, but he does finally fall to that Ana, and Voss might get caught out here by himself. Jake does have the high ground control. Unfortunately, he does not have that tactical visor as the sound barrier does come out on the side of LG.Evil, and here we go. Miso with the self-destruct will connect onto Vol.
Waffle-tastic could get to work here with the whole hog. He's gonna blast down the Zenyatta, looking for a bit more. The hooks don't cool down for a second. Desperate stalling tactics, but Train, the breaks ultimately are going to put a halt to it. It's the payload. We'll reach the second checkpoint. A healthy 3 minutes to go in order to push it all the way in.
Hello.
Yeah, minutes for the side of LG.Evil here as CLG. They've got 3 at the ready. They've got the Dragon Blade. They've got the Nano along with that whole hog. Those are such great tools for this final push right now as we do have LG.Evil regrouping. They have all of their team in the high ground right now, ready to drop down on them as, yeah, there we go. Super jumps on in. Hydration looking for that blade quite yet. Hasn't spotted out the target that he wants, so he's not going to call for that Nano quite yet. We do have that pulse bomb connected onto Waffle, but he had the Zarya barrier to keep him alive as Train is trying his best to get this back line to look at him, and finally Waffle-tastic does, but it's going to be iShiny to get the first kill onto Super as the sound barrier is popped on the side of CLG right now. Shiny finding his second kill, taking out Rob 420. That's a third for him, and now they're going to push largely uncontested. They didn't have to use any ultimates there.
They still have a Nano Blade. I thought Hydration was going to drop it, but he just dashed in. He got a great deflect, doing like several hundred points of damage to multiple enemy heroes, created a lot of chaos, ultimately brings down the Soldier, and now he's going to look for more. Another good deflect, pushing the Helix Rocket back into the Soldier, and now trying to chase him down, slashing, slicing, will kill off Jake, gets the Ana Boost a bit late, but it really wants that Tracer. One good swing would bring her down, can't quite find it, the payload almost there.
But he's not going to be able to connect anything with it. We do have the Earth Shatter coming out. It's going to be Super that lands a nice 3-man there. He's going to keep this alive for LG.Evil so far. It's a 3-for-3 fight on the point as Train is just in the back line trying his best to keep the respawners from coming in. Jake gets a kill onto Waffle-tastic, and finally it looks like LG.Evil are going to be able to manage their defense here.
Good place to hold the payload very far in, so it's a long walk back. At the same time, it's only one fight. That's all you really need right now, if you're CLG, to take the point and to have a pretty good shot going into their defensive phase. Can they do it? That's the question. Slowly getting to position. No big ultimates ready yet. The Graviton fairly close. The Nano Boost not that far up, but that's about it. No follow-up for a Grav, aside from whatever damage the Zarya can do. Not going to be the easiest take this time around.
Luckily for LG.Evil, they do have that sound barrier. Waffle-tastic is starting to get focused down by Vol there as the sound barrier does come out from the defense, and we do have CLG kiting backwards, but here comes the Graviton Surge. It lands onto 3 members, but no follow-up damage quite yet. Transcendence is popped on the side of LG.Evil as they've already largely won this team by getting the team wipe there. And so one more opportunity on the board for CLG to try and finish out this map. They do have an ultimate to work with, that Nano, which might be enough actually to, if you put it onto Hydration, to get him that Dragon Blade for this last team fight.
Yeah, he should get the he should probably have a Nano Blade, or at least a Nano Boost into a Blade. They're likely to have a sound barrier as well, so it's a much healthier ultimate situation, but it's also their last chance here as far as pushes go. 10 seconds to go. Train stalling has done a great job at just harrying them in the backline and not letting them group up for a clean push. Nano Blade coming any second now, but the aimbot beats him to the punch. Jake comes in from behind with the ambush, trying to find them, but the D.Va just eats it all up and easily able to withstand the onslaught. Hydration still searching for those kills. He's going to find 3, cleans them up. The Soldier much less effective. Great job shutting him down by the D.Va, dashing on the trade. Can't quite find him. The pulse bomb is there, doing what he can to hold the point, but the whole hog pushes him right off of it. And in the end, they will just manage to push it in, but Jamerson, it's in overtime, so it was not the fastest push in the end.
Yep. That they were able to complete it out, so there is a win condition on the board for them. At this point, though, man, Hydration is looking like a beast on that Genji so far. He's had a number of plays here on Hollywood. Now it is going to be LG.Evil's opportunity to attack. Let's see what they pull out for the defense on the side of CLG. There's still plenty of time for them to pick out their characters, but it looks like they might be going for possibly a triple tank setup on the side of CLG. Miso hovering on the Zarya, Hydration picking up the Roadhog, and iShiny, of course, on the Reinhardt. Okay,
Pharaoh Mercy, at least for now, being toyed with. It certainly worked well for both teams on the previous control point map, so I wouldn't be shocked to actually see them bring it to bear, and certainly on this first point in Hollywood. There's a lot of verticality. There's some really good places to be able to push a Reinhardt or even a Soldier, say off of Cafe, off of Gatorade, put them in a much more compromised position. So I think there's a lot of utility to Concussion Grenade on this particular map, but we'll have to see if Jake actually sticks with it.
Yeah, I like this triple DPS composition coming out from the side of LG.Evil. You know, Train and Vol get into the back line. If they can draw enough attention there, Jake will just be able to have free reign in the skies. Waffle-tastic is going to be asked, trying to keep him on the ground there. If those divers can get there and make Waffle shoot into the air. Jake, we've seen him just be a complete beast for Clara.
All right, you're slightly breaking up here, Jamerson. Also, I think my game is, so hopefully the internet settles down. I do apologize for the choppiness, guys. Not sure what's causing it. Things seems okay, I guess. But, all right, well, hopefully things settle down as the push out will begin. Jake out in front right now, looking for that opportunity to find a pick off. concussion grenade currently available, but nobody really to boop off the cafe. Everyone just holding the low ground.
You have Train on that Tracer in the back alley, trying to be as big of a nuisance, but Hydration with a great hook, taking out Jake, clipping his wings, and now the man advantage in favor of LG.Evil here on the defense. CLG here on the defense, as they are able to clean up Super, and so that's going to sign the retreat coming out from LG.Evil. They're not going to swap anything off yet. They're still actually pretty comfortable with this comp. Right now, though, Train almost close to his pulse bomb, and we'll see if he can actually make that clutch play for his team.
Yeah, do apologize, guys. Looks like we're having a bit of a hiccup here with the internet. And I've been penalized by the game for it. So, in the end, onto the point. Actually hoping I get some hero models here. And,
there we go.
Back underway.
That's what Train was looking for. Get that pulse bomb onto the, and now they're pushing forward. Train finds a second kill onto Hydration, and he opens up his sight for his team as LG.Evil continue to push forward. Jake landing a nice mid-air rocket onto the Waffle Tastic, and Train answering in kind, taking out Mikado. So now LG.Evil should be able to secure this point with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock.
Okay, so unfortunately the viewers missed most of that, but LG.Evil pretty clean. I guess pretty good opportunity, I should say, coming to this next fight here with the Rez ready to come out. The Genji Blade available, Barrage soon, so a lot of ultimates ready. A pretty quick take for them, 4.5 minutes, a little bit more than that to get through to the second point. And ultimately they do need to finish the map, but just finishing overtime would be enough.
Right, so high ground firmly in control for CLG right here. Actually, as I say that, they all jump down to engage upon LG.Evil. We do have the Dragon Blade coming out from Vol right now. He's trying to hunt down this Lucio, and he will immediately clean that up as Jake finds one kill onto Waffle Tastic. That's a 4-man advantage in favor of LG.Evil as they get a clean team fight here. No one actually falling on their end. The payload making great headway now.
Jake taking a very aggressive position. They're going to assume control of the deep rooftops and try to camp them as they leave the doorways, or at least find that pick. Oh, preemptive rocket just timed perfectly and decapitates Waffle-tastic. He eats that one in the face. No vision there, just a pure anticipation shot. And now turning back.
Yeah. Shiny and Miso are on the point right now, but they've got no support. They're going to get cleaned up. There might be another opportunity for CLG to try and contest this point, but there are so many ultimates on the board on the side of LG.Evil here for this last little push on to the first checkpoint.
Spidey senses were just tingling for Jake. He's on fire still. This Pharah has been impressive to say the least, and Hydration going to take to the skies as well, looking to shut him down. Can he find the pick though? Onto the Winston he goes. He's very low though. 6 HP will end up falling. Train getting the pick off there, and now looking for a bit more from above range. Death and destruction, and it's courtesy of Jake.
Come out, doesn't quite connect as it's just Super coming in with the kill steal, and Vol will able to finish that last kill onto Waffle Tastic. And unfortunately, the Pharmacy combo on the side of CLG not quite paying off yet, and they are switching off. The switch will be picking up that Zenyatta, try to deal a little bit with the backliners with that Orb of Discord, and we'll see if that pays off for them as Jake.
Are you kidding me, Jake? This guy is out of control. Another mid-air shot. The prediction rockets. It's beyond Spidey senses tingling. They're on full red alert. He is just massacring them. And so Waffle-tastic says, you know what, screw you, man. I'm playing McCree now. I'm tired of your Pharah nonsense. But even with McCree's end, I don't know if they can stop him.
Yeah, we have a lot of softs coming out, actually. Waffle-tastic picking up the McCree to try and deal with Jake, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Train does immediately fall down to Hydration, who did swap off onto that Roadhog. So great hook coming out from him, and that might alleviate a lot of the pressure as LG.Evil are backing off. They're going to regroup and wait for this next push.
A little all chat here from Train as he's struggling to understand the world of Overwatch. He's going to swing past looking for the pulse bomb. Some low tanks, could potentially get 2 of them. He's going to bring down Shiny and Miso. In fact, he also got Hydration low. It's a triple kill for him.
That's fantastic for them. Super even contributing to the team fight with a double of his own. And now LG.Evil with a whole lot of room here to get this payload in. CLG might have one more opportunity to try and defend.
All right, Super diving in deep, trying to force those tanks to overcommit. Find the pickoff. Can they do it? Jumping back. Retreating to the team. They'll have another go. They still have the Resurrection ready for this fight. That could prove to be the difference maker.
Hydration not able to connect with the hook onto that Tracer quite yet. But we do have the Primal Rage getting popped by Super in the back line, but he immediately gets focused down. Transcendence is popped by CLG to keep the majority of the team alive as Waffle is able to clean up Raw 420. So no Resurrect coming out for him. And Train does trade on back, taking out Hydration right now, but still man advantage in favor of CLG as Waffle-tastic lands that stun headshot combo onto Train. Jake, though, is still here in the skies. He's got the Orb of Discord on him as Waffle is able to clean up Bull. Now, Sound Barrier does come out on the side of LG.Evil. Waffle-tastic with that Deadeye. Is he able to channel it and get the kill? No, everyone does back away. No, there we go. He gets the kill onto Train.
CLG still holding okay here for the time being. Waffle-tastic really heating up on the McCree. You can see the real like difficult decision if you're up 420. It's do you hide and make sure you get off the res, or do you try to keep your Pharah alive? And in doing so, he just exposed himself, got punished by Waffle. He says, you know what? The Mercy's not working. The Pharah's not working. They have counter-picked us, so let's switch it up now. Onto the Soldier and onto their own Zen. They go.
Yeah, Super is also going on to this Reinhardt here, trying to build his way up to that third shadow, which might be the huge difference maker. But we got the whole hog coming out from Hydration. He's even got the barrier to keep him alive for now. Orb of Discord is on him, but the majority of LG.Evil were able to head away from that as the sound barrier does come out rather early on the side of CLG. Once again, Dragon Blade coming out on the side of LG.Evil, finds one kill onto as the Graviton Surge does come out. He is able to get the reset, finds a second kill onto Mikado, and now Avasti even contributed to this team fight. And with the majority of CLG down, it's only down to Waffle-tastic, but he gets shifted. There we go. Bull will clean that up. Minute 13 left on the clock, and because they were able to complete it with over a minute, that does not afford CLG a second opportunity to attack.
All right. At the same time, it's a relatively short window here to take the first point. You have 2 pushes if you go really quickly, but that's going to be about it. So Jamerson, they can't afford to make mistakes. Otherwise, we will have a draw, and that will only come into play for a tiebreaker if our third map ends up going the way of LG.Evil. So not out of the woods yet, regardless, but they do have the advantage, at least on the second map.
All right, so taking a look at the defensive setup coming out from CLG, it looks like they're going to run largely the same composition that they were before. Triple tank setup coming out, but this time Waffle-tastic immediately does not want to deal with Jake's Pharah, so he'll be picking up that Soldier 76, so it's going to be largely on his shoulders to try and shut down Jake.
All right, sticking with the Pharah Mercy. It certainly worked well until the Zen Soldier came out, and we're not seeing the Zen, but they do have a Diva, they do have a Soldier Ana, so it's not a terrible lineup at dealing with Pharah Mercy on paper. Now, in practice, this duo has proven to be extremely difficult for either team to take down.
You kind of need the healing potential of the Ana to try and keep up this triple tank setup on the side of CLG. So this is their defense. They have to hold for minute 13. We're seeing the dive composition coming out from LG.Evil. So it's going to be up to Super, Train, and Bull to try and shut down Waffle-tastic so that Jake can just get free rockets out from the skies here. As really defensive setup coming out. Hook comes in, and Super is the first one to go down.
All right, they're going to have to wait for him to come back. They get one more push most likely, and then maybe staggering to try and fight for that point a bit longer with that early pick on the Monkey. So a huge hook. Hydration coming up clutch here. Needs one more good hook, and they'll have the power play the rest of the way.
Alright, we do have 2 members of LG.Evil in the back alley here, as Jake has got a great position here on the high ground. Miso tries to contest it, and he's starting to get the free damage off. Hydration gets the hook onto the Train. Great defense so far, but Waffle-tastic does drop to Super, so it's a 1-for-1 trade right now. Jake, though, once again going uncontested. Now Waffle is not there, but Hydration and Ice Shiny keeping it alive for CLG so far. They do have one more opportunity to try and regroup here, but 17 seconds on the clock. Time is ticking away.
He had Resurrection. I don't even know if he gets back to the point. About 15% short. Would have had it for this final fight, but now they're going to be down to Mercy. They'll have to jump in with the Winston, wait for the Mercy to catch up, and then in a staggered fashion attack the point. So it's Train who touches it first. He's at least going to buy them a chance here in overtime. Failure to take it here puts them in a lot of trouble heading into that third and final map. Can they do it? Trying desperately. Rob needs the res. He's so close. 96, 100. He's got it. He's going to pop the res. This could be the turning point.
A huge 3-man res coming out from Raw420, and now Bull is starting to take off. He's got that Drag Blade, finds the first kill onto that. The Earth Shatter comes down. That's going to allow him to clean up Waffle and Sassy. They continue to push forward. Sound Barrier out on the side of CLG right now as Shiny does kind of find a kill onto Bull. Self-destruct, not going to quite connect through that Winston barrier. Super keep this alive on the side of LG.Evil. Train finds a kill on Mikado, and now Jake once again, Pharmacy in the sky. No one there to contest, and it looks like LG.Evil might have just done it as they are cleaning up kill after kill. Down to Miso and Waffle. Tastic here. Miso still has his mech though, trying to keep this alive, but soon he will not have it. He does finally get demeched. He's starting to get cleaned up. That Winston will finish it off, and LG.Evil have done it. They will be able to tie this series up 1-1 against CLG.
My goodness, Rob420 playing the hero and ensuring his team, well, they die, but they come right back to life, so truly living up to the Mercy name. But it took until the absolute buzzer. Almost thought he wouldn't get back in time after he got picked, trying to jump away with about 15 seconds, I want to say it was, to go. So LG.Evil barely able to secure the second map, and that does mean the winner of this third map will be the winner of the series. Unlikely to have a tiebreaker at this point.
Yeah, huge resurrection coming out from Rob420 there in that last team fight. 3-man, it was exactly what they need. If we get to take a look at this play of the game, this is going to be the difference maker here on this final push.
Clutch play, and even lived for a while longer after that. You can just see what a nuisance he's become, keeping his team alive, jumping all the way over across the rooftop. So not just the res, but everything leading up to it, everything after it. And playing Mercy in that type of situation is extremely stressful, but he does pull it off. So well done there. Pushes us now to a third and deciding map, and so the question becomes, what will that map be?
This is potentially the final map of the day. We're going to be on to Hanamura Defense. That's what CLG has chosen for our third map. Pretty interesting pick. I mean, we do have 2 out of our 5 maps going to be an assault type map. So as soon as we, get the lobby set up properly, we will be getting underway. Man, pretty exciting series and standout performances from all across the board on CLG and LG.Evil. Who would you tout as like the star player from either side?
Well, I think I mean, going into that, I would have probably said Jake, but, obviously the Pharah is completely enabled by Mercy, and Rob420 came up super clutch, so I'd probably say Rob420 in all honesty, because Jake doesn't go off like that without the help of the Mercy. On the other side, that's really tough. I mean, we saw like a really big, just like prayer Diva Bomb earlier for me, so I think down the stretch, though, I'd probably give it to Waffle-tastic once he swapped over to the McCree, because that really shut Jake down on the Pharah at that final point when LG.Evil was on their first offense, forced them off of it, and gave them a fighting chance, at least on that last map. So probably Waffle-tastic and Jake, but really, I mean, as with all things Overwatch, it almost always is a team effort.
Yeah, so now we're just waiting on the final ready up on the side of LG.Evil before we can get this third map underway here. All tied up 1-1 for their first match here in Group A. We still have plenty of matches. I believe we're still getting through Group B of EU concurrently. Not concurrently right now, but throughout the day. I believe the EU stream started at around 9 a.m. PDT.
Yeah, these are the fun days for the fans who really want their fix of competitive Overwatch. There's kind of been a drought, I guess, over the last few months with really just Apex, which is awesome Overwatch, but often in the middle of the night for the Western viewers. So first tournament in a while where you get to see Europe action, followed by America, and then come playoffs, they'll be back-to-back as well. So it's basically get your caffeine, order in some takeout, and just don't leave your computer if you're a fan of competitive.
I'm already on like my third energy drink at this point, so I completely understand.
We have an unlimited supply here at the office, so I'm a little out of control in my own right. Not gonna be able to sleep tonight, but that's okay.
It's okay. As we are looking to move on to map number 3, Jake has given us the ready up. So this is the deciding map, but hey, if we get a draw here, we can still go to a tiebreaker map. So not quite over yet. Let's take a look. It is going to be CLG starting off on the defensive side. This was their map and side pick. So let's see what kind of compositions they'll pull out for it. We did see Torbjorn earlier on Hanamura, but not with the greatest of results. So surprising for CLG to actually go for this.
Yeah, you've been playing around with the idea of an Orisa as well, so will be interesting to see if LG.Evil stick to that. But yeah, Mikado showing signs of a Torbjorn potentially. As, like you said, has not really been very successful today. The one time when we saw Torb do well, his team did not, and so it just kind of fell apart immediately. But they're going to try it again, and they are going to do it with the Orisa for hydration. So showing some versatility. I mean, from Pharah to Orisa, that's a pretty big difference in terms of playstyle and role for a team.
Yeah, LG.Evil might actually bust out the Orisa themselves. Super hovering over it. Can kind of take the role of Reinhardt here, just because, you know, you've got that one choke point you need to put the barrier down on. It's not going to be necessary to move that around too often. Well, we'll see if they actually stick with it right now, but they definitely are sticking with that Torbjorn. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and get this cheeky positioning on the turret, on the initial turret here by Mikado, just to get the free ultimate charge.
Mikado just dropping the forward turret, wants to build towards the ult, hoping for a fast molten core. And they're going to drop the Orisa barrier on top of it as well. So, interesting stuff. Hydration will not back off. But it's the shield strat, right? I mean, they're missing a Symmetra here, but they have a lot of beef to put in front of this turret. That is for damn sure.
Yeah, and so we immediately see LG.Evil just wrapping around to the right-hand side to not deal with it at all, as this Torbjorn has already repositioned his turret. They're all sitting on the point right now with the entirety of CLG as the rest of LG.Evil are pushing forward. But this double shield composition paying off so far, as not too much damage is going across. Waffle-tastic dropped down about half HP. He did not get that biotic nade on him, and also dropping now, so they're going to be the first two to go down. Super is going to be the one that finds the double kill there. Now Jake, once again, with that Mercy in tow, just starting to clean up the rest of CLG as Train gets the kill onto hydration, and just like that, they easily cap point A.
I want to believe, Jamerson, I really do, but the Torb just doesn't seem to be working today. It's another failed attempt, and this one, like, it felt like the most all-in on the Torb. They had a Reinhardt guarding the front, the Orisa shield guarding the front, the Reinhardt guarding the flank, and still Pharah just calmly, like, sweeps around to the rear, still picking off heroes. A lot of commitment for a turret.
This is one position where you can't really avoid the Torbjorn turret though, so it might work out a little bit better, but I don't know, they might need that second healer at this point, as currently LG.Evil, they're working up closer and closer to their ultimate. They're just going to go ahead and push in through main. Jake is getting sat on by Miso right now, but it's going to be Waffle that gets the first kill onto Rob 420, and there we go. Mikado comes in, is able to clean up Train, and it looks like CLG have held on to point B. There's not going to be much snowballing yet coming out from LG.Evil, but they are still building up their ultimates, and it looks like the only one that's really going to come up on the side of CLG is going to be Mikado with that molten core, the nano boost also from the.
Actually pretty close to most of their ults now, and on top of that, the whole team's been topped off with armor, so this should be a hold, at least this next push, if all goes well, and the trump card going to be Rob 420, who does have the resurrection ready. We'll have to see if he finds a good opportunity.
Shiny does get booped off there, but once again, we have that tier 2 turret along with the Orisa shield there, but Bo will finally be able to clean that up, so Molten Core not going to have the oomph that they're quite looking for, as Shiny is able to get the kill onto Super. Here comes the barrage, but it only lands onto Waffle-tastic there. Now, things going largely in favor of LG.Evil, as the Earth Shatter does come out from Shiny. It only connects onto Rob 420, and they're not able to get the follow-up kill quite yet. Shiny finally does get the hammer onto him, and now Bolt and Train coming in with 2 kills of their own. But Miso, Mikado, and Waffle are still on the point, keeping this alive for the side of CLG. Miso finding that kill onto Avast, though, is largely going to dissuade LG.Evil at this point. Jake is able to get the kill onto Waffle-tastic, and they're still here trying to contest. The pulse bomb does come out. Shiny dropped really low. He's down to 1 HP. He does get cleaned up by Ice Shiny. Great focus coming out from them as the self-destruct does come out, but it is not going to connect on the side of CLG. There's Jake that is able to clean up the. Now they're still keeping this in alive for the side of LG.Evil.
Yeah, Miso continues to apply pressure to that Pharah Mercy duo for the time being, holding onto the point and looking to clean up. The Winston charging in and immediately gets pulled out of mech and is now in a lot of trouble. Jake still in position here. 4 heroes on the point, make it 5. It's going to be very difficult to retake. The Rocket says, though, slamming the door and potentially shutting down any kind of hold. Instant death for Tracer. Aimbot there to secure it. Mikado even going to die in the end as well. So the Torbjorn doesn't work out again.
Yeah, they held on a little bit longer than we've seen Hanamura defenses before.
That's
so
true.
Far today. But still, great time for them on the side of LG.Evil, 4 minutes and 39 seconds. So, yeah, that's actually a very competitive time at this point. It's going to be CLG's opportunity to attack right now. I kind of want to see what LG.Evil bust out for their defense.
Yeah, we'll see if they go a little bit more standard. It seems like it's not even a wild card at this point, but just the slight, unusual combo that we don't normally see as much of on this map is the Pharah Mercy, but both teams have been going back to that well a lot. Nobody really trying to shoot them out of the sky unless things get super dire, so much preferring to have their own Pharah Mercy to counter it. And it looks like, at least for now, that is the plan for both teams.
Yep. Pharmacy battles once again here on Hanamura. Rob420 was doing a great job of keeping his Jake topped off there. Really clutch. Rez is also coming in that really extended last team fight on point B. So we'll see if he'll be able to recreate that success. Right now, though, pretty heavy dive composition coming out on the side of CLG. Miso will be on the D.Va, with iShiny picking up, of course, that Winston and Waffle on the Tracer.
All right, so waiting for the teams to enter the field of battle. I do apologize, guys. Fixing the names here. I know some of you in chat are very triggered right now. You can fire me later. But yeah. All right, here we go. It's going to be Pharah Mercy Wars once again. This is like round 20 at this point of the series, but it's been a blast to watch. Definitely one of my favorite things to see in Overwatch. And we get a little more of it.
Alright, and Waffle just immediately caught out by Jake. He was trying to go for this cheeky play, but yeah, there we go. He goes down immediately. And Hydration finding a second kill, taking out a Voss there. Man, things are looking so good so far for the offense as they push forward. Pharmacy's not battling off quite yet. There they go. They are onto the point. The dive is coming out from the side of CLG.
Hydration still trying to win the air battle here. Looking for that direct hit on Jake. Not quite finding it just yet, though. He's going to boost into the sky directly above him. He's got to hit these rockets. He will hit one, but it's not enough to get the kill. Ends up losing his own life in the end. And Jake living to fight another day, but now has his work cut out for him. Trying to contest the point. He will be forced back.
The D.Va there to eat up the majority of the rockets as Miso was able to find that kill onto Voss. Now this Pharmacy trying their best to stay alive, but Rob420 going down is going to spell a D for Jake also. So just like that, point A going easily in favor of CLG.
Yeah, Mikado fragging out here, gets the double kill at the end. And they're going to quickly push towards the next point. So Ultimate's starting to come out. The big one that's almost ready is Waffle-tastic here on the pulse pump. Sneaking in through upper. Just going to spot the D.Va, but in a position that's not too easy to bomb. Very securely placed on that upper right rampart.
Alright, so the high ground maintained over here by the side of LG.Evil. Miso trying to go ahead and get them out of there. It's going to be Waffle once again coming in with the opening frag, taking out Vol with that pulse bomb. That's a huge pickup for them as Waffle finds the second. Taking out Rob420. Pulse bomb does connect onto Miso and along with Mikado as the self-destruct does come out. Doesn't quite connect, but it doesn't matter as Waffle just keeps coming in with these frags. Gets the D-Mech as the resurrection does come out on the side of CLG. Hydration goes for that barrage, finds a kill onto Super. Will he get a second? No, but he still has his Mercy to keep him alive there as the resurrection comes out from Rob420. That's a clutch two-man res as Super is able to get back into his mech in time too. Sound Barrier is going to get popped on the side of CLG, keeping the majority of his team alive. Waffle-tastic picking up a huge kill onto Rob420, and now that's 3 going in favor of CLG. Train finally does answer back as the Sound Barrier does come out. Pulse Bomb not quite paying off quite yet. It will force Miso out of his mech as Train finds the kill onto the...
Oh, iShiny jumping right into the D.Va bomb. He just accepts his fate. Scientist goes down. Can't handle the nuclear explosion. And now Miso backing off. Baby D.Va, though, out of mech. And is going to jump down and kill himself. So we'll see a reset here, at least for the moment. But a lot of time. But in order to keep up with the time set previously by LG.Evil, not really a lot. About 40 seconds to go before they're going to be at a disadvantage heading into the next round of Assault.
To work with that push while Vol has his tactical visor along with Jake's barrage. Rob420 luckily doesn't have the resurrect on the side of LG.Evil. Now they are pushing a tactical visor. Is going to get popped by Vol as Hydration finds the kill onto Rob420 though. Volt only gets the one before he finally falls to Miso. Their super is going to get demeched as they are fighting on the point. Train is the person who was responsible for that, as we do have the Primal Rage coming out from iShiny, and this might just be enough on the side of CLG as Waffle-tastic comes in with the double kills, taking out both Train and Avast. It's all down to Raw420 to try and keep this alive. He has Guardian Angel his way onto the point, but he's going to go down immediately. Pulse Bomb does come out, but Volt is able to dodge it. Resurrection does come out to bring back Hydration. Rocket Barrage coming out from Jake. He only gets the kill onto iShiny. Finds the second on the Mikado there. Pulse Bomb's not quite connected from either side. Their Hydration, though, starting to clean up this team. It's all coming down to Trent trying to keep this alive. Raw420 is here, doesn't have the Resurrect quite yet. He's at 80%, but he's starting to get focused down. He's down to about 10 HP. He is starting to get focused, but no, they are not able to complete the kill on him as Jake gets the kill onto Waffle, and they might have just held on the side of LG.
Another hold for LG, just what it looked like. For sure, CLG is going to take this, right? They get the res off. They already have multiple hero advantage. It's like a 6v2, but just unable to get those kills in time. And now coming to the next push, that Mercy res should be available, so could potentially lead to another defensive hold. Hanamura, one of those maps where the first point is usually very easy, but sometimes you might never get the second point, even if it looks close. If you underestimate your opponents, so just get picked off.
CLG coming in for their next attack, but Hydration immediately focused down by Vol. But
and as I say that, they immediately take the point. So even Miso a bit confused about that one, but they'll take it. So 2-2. Time advantage here.
Not quite sure what happened there, but yeah, they were able to get on the point. There was actually no one on the side of LG.Evil to contest.
Oh, the shot's coming out.
Took your eyes off the prize there for just a moment, and that allowed CLG to actually cap the point. LG.Evil weren't quite cognizant of the fact that 2 ticks were already on the board for CLG, and they were able to just hop on there and get it for free.
All right, well, time advantage, though, about a minute here for LG.Evil. Not that big of a deal, but still could be the difference maker. Super.
Definitely, I'm just kind of waiting for Twitch chat's reaction for this because it was so anticlimactic. It's just gonna happen.
I know, it looks like it could be an epic hold, you know, maybe go like a solid, like full 4 additional minutes, and then nope, point's over. They had the Mercy res too, and he died like in the sky at like 98% or something, and also nobody on the point, so an unfortunate way to lose the second.
Looks like Mikado might just go for this opening Sonic Arrow on the Hanzo, try and spot out any shenanigans on the side of LG.Evil, but nothing actually strange coming up from LG.Evil. They're playing this pretty much standard.
Yeah, both teams, as far as this series goes, completely standard for them. Dive Comp with the Fair Mercy, and that's what they're going to stick to here. Waffle-tastic. Definitely had a very strong conclusion to the previous phase on this stage. Let's see if he can do it again. Well, let us Diva lead the way, but he is wrapping around and looking for openings.
Alright, and it's going to be Train that starts it off, immediately taking out the So. A lot of the power behind the Pharmacy already out. Now, we do have Hydration still trying to take this battle, though, trying to focus down Raw420, but he gets direct rocketed by Jake, and the boss will be able to clean up Waffle-tastic there, putting a stop to this first push from CLG.
Jake now about halfway towards the Rocket Barrage. We'll be resetting, going for round 2. Waffle-tastic coming back out as the Tracer. Is closing on a Pulse Bomb, really the only weapon at their disposal aside from just outplaying the opposition. LG.Evil likely to have a couple of ultimates if they win this next fight. So we'll see if they can find that pick.
Trying to focus down Train there in the back line, but he's able to slip away. As I say that, though, Hydration lands that rocket, takes him out. Now, Jake's trying to battle up against that Pharmacy combo, but it's going to be Super that gets the kill onto iShiny. Jake falling. Raw420 doesn't have his Resurrect. His ball does trade on back. It's a 1-for-1 trade there. Mikado going down, along with Raw420 as the Pulse Bomb comes out, lands onto Super. He's demeched, and Waffle-tastic is on the hunt for that kill. It's going to be Miso that gets the kill onto Vol, though, and it looks like CLG might have just broken the defense here on point A as Hydration lands that mid-air rocket onto the boss. That will be point A going over to CLG.
Yeah, good stuff by CLG. A fairly quick take here of the point, but the trick has always proven to be this second point, and that's where LG.Evil will have pretty much every ultimate in the game at their disposal, or close to being at their disposal, including, most importantly, I say, Raw420's Resurrect, but let's just hope he stays alive long enough to get it off.
Alright, self-destruct coming on out. Is it going to land onto Jake? No, unfortunately, they were not able to get that as Train gets the first kill onto Miso here as they push in from the side of CLG. It's a 6v4 in favor of LG.Evil as Jake is able to take out his counterpart, taking out Hydration. Train with that Pulse Bomb, completes the kill onto iShiny, and that's going to be the reset for CLG.
Get bodied, Hydration, says Jake. What a great mid-air shot. Continues to impress on the Pharah. Really, both players have had their moments. It hasn't felt like there's one that clearly has the other's number, but trading blows back and forth. This time it's Jake who gets the upper hand.
Yep, so 5 ultimates for the side of LG.Evil on their defense. A minute 30 left on the clock for CLG to try and finish this out, give them a little bit more of an advantage as they move into the next round. Shiny is on the point right now as the sound barrier does come out on the side of LG.Evil. It's going to be Vol that is able to demech Miso. That's his primal rage. He gets the kill onto Miso, just jumping right on top of him, and immediately CLG just back away.
Hydration says, this world is cruel and heartless, and he'll just let himself go off the edge, come back, reset with the team. But time is running low now, Jamerson. There's about a minute, so probably one good push. Both teams with Resurrect, both teams with a couple of other ultimates behind it, including the Rocket Barrage. So this could be a long fight. This really could go either way depending on the timing, but it's basically the last push.
Yeah, Super also has that self-destruct to work with right now. Hydration does have to be careful as Jake was landing some rockets onto him. We do have the sound barrier coming out from the side of CLG. Pulse Bomb is going to connect onto Mikado time and time again. Barrage guns out. Jake gets the kill onto Hydration as the Resurrect does come out, but unfortunately Bull did not get that as he falls to Aisha immediately after. There we go. There comes the res, and now it's all in favor of LG.Evil. 20 seconds left on the board as the self-destruct comes out from Miso, but unfortunately everyone on the side of LG.Evil able to break the line of sight. It's going to be Bull coming in with a triple kill there, and it looks like LG.Evil are going to be able to hold on to point B here, only giving up point A.
Yeah, it really feels in those situations, like if you have the second res and don't have to use yours first, especially on defense, you're generally going to take the fight. And with no ticks on the point coming into that push, it was going to be a difficult fight. Not impossible, but very difficult. And in the end, it's Rob 420, proving the trump card with the res. Nobody else really able to upset the balance. So now LG.Evil in a good position here to take this map, come back and take the series after CLG took map 1, almost took map number 2. In fact, it took an overtime push to end up barely giving LG.Evil the edge there. So the upset, the dream, not quite dead yet, but it's starting to fade a little bit.
Yep, 4 minutes and 39 seconds is what LG.Evil is working with. Ostensibly 5 minutes and 9 seconds, what they get the extra 30 seconds if they cap point A there. So plenty of time on the board for them at this point. Right now, it looks like CLG on their defensive. They're going to stick with that pharmacy composition. Not much actually changing in their team comp throughout the majority of this entire series.
Yeah, really neither team. They're both very content with the same lineups. The only curveball here is that they're running the Soldier instead of the Diva. But otherwise, they've run essentially the same dive comp with the Pharah Mercy for all 3 maps, I want to say, like 80% of the time. So, and it's worked quite well. I mean, both teams have a great Pharah player. They know how to play around it, and no one's really been able to shut the Pharahs down consistently.
Here we go, LG.Evil on their second round of attack now. 4 minutes and 38 seconds on the board for them to secure this victory. Remember, this can be drawn. Hopefully it isn't. I just want a winner at this point. Both of these teams are looking fantastic though, as they are just trading damage, as Jake is the first one in on the side of LG.Evil, trying to face off against Hydration right now. Rob 420 dropped low. He's down to half HP along with Super, but it's going to be Mikado that's the first one to go down. Train doing a great job once again focusing down those supports, and now they're trying to focus down the here. Hydration is going to back off, and he gets the kill onto Rob 420, but it's a 2-for-1. Make that a 2-for-2 trade as Super is becoming the hero for LG.Evil.
Yeah, running out of bodies pretty quickly though, as Hydration, really the last man standing near the point, dukes it out in the air with Jake, but about to fall, almost gets the suicide. Will end up going down to the pistols here of the Tracer, and Hydration trying to talk his way out of it, because he's not happy at people ganging up on him. But hey, that's Overwatch, folks. So now they have to hold 4 minutes on the second point to get the draw, else it will be LG.Evil taking the series.
Right, 4 minutes left on the clock. LG.Evil just need to cap out this point. They'll walk away with this win. They are onto the point, but Super is trying to get focused down by Ice Shiny and Miso right now. as Jake is just getting free damage off on these rockets, but now Waffle-tastic is trying to come in. It's going to be Train and Jake that come in. Tactical Visor popped by Vol. He gets the kill onto Thud, and it looks like LG.Evil might have just done it. There's only 2 members alive currently on the side of CLG to try and contest, but they might not be long for this world. They're getting focused down. Waffle will fall to Voss as High Shiny is trying his best on this one to keep him alive, but he himself is getting focused down as well and gets the kill onto Hydration. Sound Barrier.
They have a
on
res.
the side of LG.Evil. They have all the tools to try and finish this off. Here we go. Nice res coming out from Bell. Will bring that fire back, but he does die for his attempt at trying to keep this alive as Waffle-tastic on that McCree. Gets the kill onto Rob 420, but is that going to be enough for them to hold on?
It might just be. Punches the monkey down. That is a manly cowboy. Finds the kill. Now working on the fair. Can he get Jake as well? He's close. He won't score, though. Train ends up demeching the D.Va, and still the fight rages on. For the point, they kill the Lucio right as the sound barrier goes off.
Again, with these pulse bombs cleaning up both supports. 1 tick on the board. Will they get the second before Hydration can get back? They do. There you go. Barrage comes out from both, but it's going to be Jake that comes out ahead, that actually even stays alive for that. We've got another Tactical Visor coming out from Vol. That's his second one, and that's what you want to really finish off this last team fight here. They're just a sliver away, and they will be able to take this victory on Hanamura. And after dropping the first map, they will take the victory on Hollywood and Hanamura to go ahead and get the 2-1 victory against CLG.
Yeah, and the way the format works, you know, Jamerson, as well as CLG played, it's just a loss. You know, it doesn't matter that they got that close, but I think what it does matter for is the upcoming matches where, as you can see the players asking, the admin actually said BO, or I think he said BO5 in the chat earlier. It might have been trolling, but yeah, it is in fact BO3, guys. So they have a loss to show for it, but I think more importantly, this is a team that looks like they can take anyone in
great
it.
matches. LG.Evil really just able to regain their composure after Nepal and really brought it back even here on Hanamura, which was CLG's pick. So great performance coming out from them. So that is going to be a wrap on day number 1 of NA Group A.
Yeah, still 4 more days of Group A to go. Plenty of time for the teams that lost today to come back and the ones that won to end up falling short. But it seems a lot more competitive as a group than what I think we thought it would be initially.
It's largely been the case of the PIT series so far. Even in EU Group A, there were a lot of upsets and results that people weren't expecting. And for the most part, though, I think this group is playing out the way a lot of people were expecting. Selfless getting the victory today against Gale Force, Rise getting their win against Complexity, and just now LG.Evil defeating CLG, although in a pretty close series, 2-1.
I was losing you there on the webcam. All right, we got Jamerson back. So, Jamerson, thank you for joining me today. Any final shout-outs, closing thoughts before we wrap up the show?
No, had another fun day casting, the Overwatch PIT series. You can always follow me all across the board on social media at JetSetJamerson, so Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, everything. And that's it.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. Overwatch PIT NA for today is a wrap, but we'll be back for the next 9 days as we finish up Group A, move into Group B, and then 5 days of Europe and North American playoff action. Thanks for watching. That does it for now.